Welcome back to the morning show here on Arise News. Thank you for staying with us. The next general election in Nigeria is expected in 2027. That's 3 years away, but key players in different parts of the country are already working on aligning and realigning the political calculus in order to guarantee for themselves the best possible outcome when the time comes. We're now being joined by Abubakar Yesufu, a lawyer and former spokesman of the New Nigeria People's Party, for some focus on reports of a merger between his political party, NNPP, and the Labour Party, in addition to reports that a group that goes by the name of Northern Democrats is actively pursuing interest in drafting former President Goodluck Jonathan into the 2027 race. Many thanks for joining us on the morning show. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good to have you.
Let's go straight into it. We're talking merger possibilities and the strategic advantages that come from that. Now, these reports of a potential merger between the NNPP and the Labour Party, can you provide any insight into these discussions? What are the key factors driving the need for such an alliance in the 2027 elections? And what are the strategic advantages that a merger between the NNPP and the Labour Party offer in terms of electoral strength, voter base, and political influence?
Yeah, thank you so much. I think I'm a bit taken aback, both by interacting in the space, the mainstream media, and even the social media about this so-called talk, alliance and what have you. We are very strategic in our thinking, and we remain undiminished in our goal. Our goal is actually to liberate the people from the pangs of poverty, hunger, and disease. What, like I always say, Fela would call PhD. So it's not really, it's not isolated to Labour alone. Whosoever is related to us, related in quotes, we're already talking today. We have not stopped talking right from the day one. Kwankwaso, my leader, has already been talking, but that is not to say a measure is the outcome or will be the outcome of that measure. Whosoever that is coming to talk with us must have the people at the theme. People inspired, people executed, and the general view of salus populis suprema les, the welfare of the people being the supreme law of the land. So if you are coming to us and you have the people at the background, definitely NNPP will not talk with you, so to say. So I don't think there's anything, like you rightly observed, after the election, Atiku came to see Dr. Musa Rabiu Kwankwaso, all the parties, they've been there to see him because he remains the undeniable leader of the entire 19 states in the north. So they're always saying, and we're always talking. And we'll not stop talking until we have reached the Eldorado. The Eldorado is the total liberation, of the people from the shackles of oppression and depression, so to say.
Well, I mean, let's take it from a slightly different angle. I commented about your Kwankwaso cap, off camera, and now you're now saying that your leader, Dr. Rabiu Kwankwaso, is the undeniable leader of all the 19 northern states. How did you arrive at that?
Oh, okay. Let me quickly go back to the first criticism we received after the election. They said they saw Kwankwaso, responding to the invitation of Mr. President, both in Nigeria and in Paris. Let me say here and now that when Dr. Musa Rabiu Kwankwaso went to visit Tinubu in Aso Rock, I was one of those that followed him there. Okay. But people were more interested in the practices of office. What did he give to you and all that? They don't know the iron cast determination of Dr. Musa Rabiu Kwankwaso. He's more interested in the change element. Whatever you're doing. Whatever he's going to, you see him, he goes about with his 173 page manifesto. I probably would leave one with you so that we can go through. And it's all encompassing. And at times he calls it the five-finger philosophy, which cuts across social regeneration, economic determinism, mental emancipation, political risorgimento, and spiritual balance. We are still determined. And you see, only recently we also changed our logo to the cap of the academic gown and the book, because Kwankwaso, with his Kwankwasia movement, has been able to weaponize education. That is why you don't have, all these type of, attrition.
But a lot of people will say that was not evident in Kano during the last riots.
Yes, I will explain to you. You see, they've been trying to take Kano from the NNPP by proxy. You discover that even when they went to court, they didn't even file anything. The man that was supposed to be the candidate, specifically APC, his name was not there. I'm not saying it's procedurally right. Yeah. He actually called to say that, look, I'm aware that Kwankwaso belongs to Kano and Kano belongs to Kwankwaso in terms of popularity. So what is happening in Kano is a proxy fight. You discover that after the first hearing in the tribunal, the Court of Appeal came. It was all very frightening. When I was with Kwankwaso when they brought those two judgments, and it always comes out to say, the sun will rise tomorrow. After the second judgment was the same thing. Go and tell my people. I was in Miller Street, it's Miller Street residence with Dr. Buba Galadima. It was the same message he sent to the people. The sun will rise tomorrow. I said, we have only one judgment. He said, yes. He said, apart from that judgment, there will be two more judgments. Judgment by God. Judgment by the people and judgment by God. So it's very clear that what has been happening. Let me address the issue of what happened in Kano in the last whatever. This devilish intention to impose on the people, a clearly illegitimate by, traditional ruler, the Emir of Kano, Bayero, who has been taken out by the House of Assembly. The law was also signed by...
Illegitimate?
Illegitimate in the sense that the House of Assembly has ordered him illegitimate, and there was a law that was standing. And he was actually escorted to Kano by military jets. So when he now went away, that space, that peaceful space, was taken over by area boys known as Gandabans. It was those Gandabans that started attacking libraries, books, and whatever. There's no true Kano indigene, like I said here the other day, that will attack the edifice or any memorabilia by Kwankwaso. But Kwankwaso in Kano and even the 19 states represents an idea, an ideal, an ideology. The idea is a new Nigeria. The ideal is live and let live. And the ideology is total emancipation of mass humanity to man. In a true election, free and fair election, Dr. Musa Rabi Kwankwaso will come victorious in the entire 19 states, and even some states in the south. I'm not from the north. I'm from far flung Edo State, Agbede precisely. But my loyalty to Kwankwaso remains undiminished. Whether you are removing him, you are going to put him in jail, you are going to call him whatever name, my loyalty to him remains tact.
Given your closeness to him,
yeah.
What are his plans towards 2027? Yes. We're hearing of Northern Democrats, that Shaitan mentioned, and the possibility of bringing former President Goodluck Jonathan. Yeah. But what is Dr. Rabi Musa Kwankwaso thinking? Yeah. Or as people are saying, is it likely that he might be used just to scatter and scuttle unity among the Northern, so it's just to get President Bola Tinubu to remain in office? Yeah,
you see, I apart from being the spokesperson of the 10 campaign committee, I'm also the chairman League of Patriotic Lawyers. Kwankwaso is a very patriotic person. He does not believe in this type of dissension and attempt to scatter, to use your sobriquet, the entire country. Kwankwaso is looking at the position whereby enlightenment, education, will be the core value of the country. Don't forget that the only house Kwankwaso had in Kaduna, he sold it to ensure that scholarships and all that were given out to children that were out of school. And he also found favor in Sanusi, Lamido Sanusi, when he was taken out of Central Bank. So they became a very formidable duo. That's why having weaponized education, those people that came after Kwankwaso, like Gunduje, who is chasing us around the place, was not able to keep up to the tempo. So it was a desire that this man, Sanusi, Lamido Sanusi, should be taken out. And it was taken out. And when he was taken out, Lamido did not even go to court. He went to his first exam and later returned to Lagos. So what I'm saying in essence is that Kwankwaso is talking to everybody, including the APC. But one thing he will not do is to subjugate the people's interest for a morsel of bread. He would rather that than do that. This I know, and I know fervently.
Speaking about the people's interest, the recent nationwide End Bad Governance protests, particularly the violent reactions in the North, seem to indicate a growing discontent with the current administration. Do you believe that this dissatisfaction could translate in significant political shifts or realignment ahead of the 2027 elections? And secondly, even just refuting those claims this week was Vice President Kashim Shettima, claiming that the president is, in fact, is not working against the interest of the North. In your view, how effective has the administration been in addressing Northern concerns? Do you think that this defense will resonate with Northern voters?
You see, in the ship of Kwankwaso movement, there's no cabin for sentiments. Kwankwaso does not believe in this North-South dichotomy. If the person that is most qualified is even from, whatever, he's for it. So I don't think, you see, the North, I must tell you, some of them, who are the people leading the North, if you may ask? If only there's going to be a change of government, it cannot be led by El-Rufai. It was El-Rufai that planted the seed of dissension in Kaduna State. Not many the fact that the parity of Christian-Muslim divide was on a 50-50 basis. Yeah. He came up with the Muslim ticket. I'm a Muslim, but not parochially so. So such a man cannot midwife a system that will take over from the current
even if he has the backing of Atiku.
Even if he has the backing of, these are capitalist vampires. Atiku, Tinubu, Obi, and what have you. They are capitalist vampires, and they are living on borrowed times. The true revolution, when I say revolution, I'm not talking about a bloody revolution. The true change belongs to the people. Like what, even during the so-called End Bad Governance, Kwankwaso addressed us and told us that, look, you have the right to contest, to protest, but it should be within the confines of the law. You should not use this as an agent of governmental change. You know, that the best way to change a government is through the ballot. It's so obeying, so serene and all that. So we continue to admire his courage for democratic ways of, changing the system and all that. And that's why we're asking everybody to come together and queue behind NNPP, as opposed to these other PDP.
By queuing behind NNPP, PDP, are you saying that Dr. Rabi Kwankwaso will run in 2027?
Of course. Even if we are going to relate, or we are relating with other parties, it's not going to. We are not ready to suddenly leave our toga.
Yeah, but given the result of the 2023 elections, APC, let's leave APC out of it, PDP, Labour, and then NNPP. NNPP came far distant, third, in terms of the totality of the...
It's not new. Time was in Nigeria when Tinubu's led AD was controlling just one state. But today, he's, the president of the country. Our own thinking, our own motto to take over the government or governance of Nigeria is clear. Our vision is very clear, and we'll continue to pursue this. But we are not saying we will not relate with those people who are ready to take the people as a theme of the ideology. You discover that every day, if you go to Musa's house, whether in Abuja or Kano, you see him is going to be busy talking to his children all over the world, out-of-school children that he has taken back to school and all that. He may not have time to discuss
politics. Is he aware of the position of the Northern Democrats?
Of course. There's nothing that happened. They even brief him. But they know that in the entire North, there's nobody that has that type of frenetic supporters, that type of whatever. He has undeniably stepped into the shoes of Aminu Kano. Not only Kano, but the entire 19 states. And even part of the South. I'm from the South, I'm not from the North.
The reason why I'm asking about the Northern Democrats is the sense that a lot of people have that power haven't returned to the South, that it should do 8 years. And that if it's not going to be Tinubu completing, having a second term, then it should probably be a Southerner that can only do 1 term. And that fits Goodluck Jonathan, doesn't it?
Let me quickly say this. I think they have been selfish. Whilst I agree as a person that I do not subscribe to what Tinubu is doing, indeed, at a protest ground, I'm sure you lavishly covered me. I was the first person that arrived at the protest ground at Ojota, where I told the entire world that this government was derailing that this government has to put on its taking cap. But I don't think it's the time of even the North to talk of taking power back to back to the North. It's like every grape denied them must be sour. You know, the government is bad if it's taken from there. So that is selfish. Even if though it's going to be taken from the South, or Tinubu is going to be taken out, you know, in about 3 years' time, it's going to be done democratically, and we are going to do it in accordance with the rule of law. And indeed, we are throwing Kwankwaso's cap back to the ring, and we're ready to take over the government anytime they so desire. Democratically do.
Well, 2027 is only 3 years away, so we'll continue to watch.
It's less than 3 years. Elections are less than 3 years, by the way.
Thank you so much for being here, Mr. Abubakar Yesufu, lawyer and former spokesman of the New Nigeria People's Party.